I make sure that I never work out with music or I never do anything with music. Another very good thing that I have learned is mouth taping while sleeping. When I was just 5 kilometers away from Taj Mahal, I couldn't see it until the last 200 meters. So if I'm put in a jungle and I have to walk all my way through it to civilization, I should be able to do it. Any situation that I'm put in, I should be able to overcome it.
If there was one challenge that you would do, and after doing the challenge, you'll be satisfied for life. That is your last challenge, man. What challenge would you do?
The last one.
The last dance.
Today we have a truly extraordinary guest who pushes the limits of human endurance, not just for the thrill of it, but to make a difference in the world. Our guest Mann Sharma is not your average athlete. He's a powerhouse of motivation, using his passion for extreme adventures to fundraise for social causes and inspire others. From running for 24 hours straight, to completing 29 hours of continuous burpees, to walking 200 kilometers from Delhi to the Taj Mahal injury-free. All to inspire children and raise funds to chase their dreams. Mann's journey is nothing short of incredible, and this is just the beginning. In our conversation, we explore the purpose behind his epic adventures, how each challenge is not just a physical test, but a testament to the power of intention and the impact one person can make. We'll delve into his rigorous training regime, how he prepares his mind and body for these grueling feats, and what drives him to keep going when most would give up. So whether you're an athlete looking for motivation, someone who believes in the power of purpose-driven action, or just curious about what it takes to go beyond the ordinary, this episode is for you. Join us as we step into the world of Mann Sharma and discover how to turn passion into purpose. Before we start today's conversation, I've got one request. If you ever enjoyed the video or got any value out of it, please subscribe to it. It really motivates the team and helps us bring bigger guests. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of the episode.
To begin with, I would like to understand from you your tagline that you have for yourself. Adventure with purpose.
Yes. So this is just, as the name suggests, me doing stuff for kicks, going on adventures. But I find one thing or one big purpose I can give to it. So I can basically serve a purpose through my adventures. I get kicks out of it, I get the fun out of it, but my adventure ends up helping someone.
Helping someone.
Yeah.
What kind of help are you talking about here?
So I'm just starting out, and through my events, I've been able to get enough donations for kids. We're talking about kids who don't have anyone to, look after them, or they don't have funds for education. They're just in one organization, if I could call it that, and then I'm just helping them. I create awareness by doing stupid, crazy, extreme physical feats, and I get people to donate for them.
So would you say that you're clear with your purpose of life right now?
Not at all. I think I'm still learning. I still have a lot to learn. So I wouldn't say I am. Even this might change. Even my purpose might change. Yeah. So
at the moment, you would say your purpose is to do adventure and inspire people with that adventure.
100%. That's the best way to put it. My purpose is to just have fun while doing what I like the most. I just want to go on adventures, get kicks out of it, and if it inspires you, then I can sleep well.
You have done a few in the past as well. The first thing that you did was a push-up. Tell us more about the push-ups.
That's how it started. So every year, me and my friend, we started this. Every year we would do one thing that challenges us so much that we start the year with a big smile. And we would do this on the last day of the year. So 31st December is when we would start. It started with 2021 push-ups. We did this easily 7, 8 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
The following year, I was alone in Paris when I did 2022 handstand push-ups. That really killed me. But again, the excitement kept growing, and we went on doing 2023 pull-ups. Then for 2024, we did a 24-hour run. And that is where it all started for me. That is where I decided that this is what I really want to do. This is what I like doing. I'm getting kicks out of this.
So earlier it was like a yearly affair that you would do for yourself.
Yeah, just for myself. Like, you know, I wouldn't even add purpose to it. It was just for me.
How did that transcend to a community-based kind of adventure?
The 24-hour run triggered it all. It was just me and my friend doing a 24-hour movement. We were going all around Delhi. We're not going to stop. 24 hours of movement. But what I saw was 60, 70 people, so many friends, they showed up for us. Then there were so many people walking with me, and everybody had a different target. I remember we had someone walking and they were like, oh, I'm just going to walk 20 kilometers with you and I'm done. You know, just to see such small targets, that just sparked something in me that maybe I can get people joining in such stuff. And those 24 hours, it felt like a year, to be honest, because it was like a never-ending clock, you know, and I wasn't trained for it. I just winged it, like I just let it happen, and that started it all. So now from a yearly thing, it's more like every 2 months when I'm ready to do something,
And then after 2024, what all things have you done?
So after 24-hour thing, I came up with the idea of doing burpees, but the purpose I gave it was 29 hours of burpees, as this was a leap year, and we had the 29th Feb. So we had an extra day to us, and I wanted to give that extra day to movement, where I did 29 hours of burpee collectively with my team. I had 7 people join me, 7 crazy like-minded people who helped me through it. And we did 29 hours of burpees, raised almost 2.6 lakhs for this NGO. It was crazy, it was unreal. Again, came back home, came from a big high to a big low, and I wanted to do something again. So I just thought, why not inspire the kids that I've helped? No raising money, no fundraiser, but why not I understand what their dreams are? And even not just kids, all my friends, anyone who wanted to write to me, they wrote to me, and I decided to walk with all these dreams to Taj Mahal. Again, Taj Mahal is no significant dream place, but it's a wonder of the world, and it was like 200 kilometers from my house, so I just decided to go there.
Let's speak more about your 200-kilometer walk, because this is recent. All the memories, it's quite recent for you as well. On that, I'm going to ask you your preparation for these kind of events. So your preparation for your 200-kilometer walk, because of course, it's not something new that people walk for 200 kilometers, but the key word here would be injury-free.
100%, yes.
Because that is a difficult feat to do. Like, you can walk for 200 kilometers, but at the end of the walk, how you end up feeling on your knees, your back, your blisters, but you avoided all of that.
All of that, I had nothing. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to come back from the walk and I wanted to go straight to the gym, do strength training, and it's been a week since I've been back and I haven't missed a day of training. That is exactly what I wanted to do. So for my preparation for this, I trained for a month. For 1 month, I kept training not every day. I would take, again, a very strategical plan to train. I would go on these long walks. Basically, you need more time on foot. The more time you have on foot, the more comfortable you are with your walks.
Yeah.
So I basically started with 90-minute walks. 90-minute walks, I used to feel it in my lower back. I used to be so tired with the sun. Kept increasing it gradually to 5-hour walks. 5-hour walks became so easy for me. 25 kilometers, 5 hours, easy. I used to call my friends to walk with me, sometimes walk alone. And I never walk with music, I never train with music. So it was always me walking alone for 5 hours. And it became so easy for me to do that I was ready to do it. But it did take 1 month of every day, like walking. Even if I had to go play football, I would walk there. If I had to go to the gym, I would walk there. So that was my rule. Like, no Uber, no car, no driving, just walking. That prepared me for it.
So walking is one preparation, but to make it injury-free, what are the things that you did for?
So the difference here is, again, this is what I do for a living now. So my body is trained to do anything at any time. How a normal person would go about it is very different than how I went about it. So it might take, let's say, someone who's into fitness, but I don't know how to say it. Like, let's say someone like my sister, if she wanted to do a 200-kilometer walk, she can do it. But she will have to train for a longer time. She will have to, because the body isn't used to that physical ability.
Absolutely.
So she has to train for a much longer time. I would say 9 to 10 months of leading up to that, leading up to her muscles, supporting her body enough that no injury is there. So my body is just very different now that even a month or even a few weeks of training can help me in that. So yes, this is just an advantage I have, that this is the work that I do. So I'm basically ready for everything, but I still have to train for everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're talking about the physical training, but what about the mental training that you require to do anything like that? Because your mind keeps questioning your process. It questions you, why shall I walk this much? I can just go home and maybe just drive till Agra and no one will get to know. But why? How do you manage that mental chatter?
To add to this, I come from a very privileged family, and I really live with comfort. For me to do this was the biggest fight for me, because physically it's not a task for me, but mentally, to sleep on the floor of a tempo, to not have a place to shit, all this, to not shower for 4 days, all this really bugs me out, and this was my biggest fight. So the biggest thing mentally was, I just wanted to see if I could do it, and of course I was able to do it, and I will always do it. But it's just that I did want to stop. I didn't want to quit, but I wanted this to end. Like I wanted to get out of it. Like this is so dirty, and I don't want to sleep on the floor where everybody's walking. I want to take a shit at a nice clean place, not at some petrol pump where everybody's pissed all over it. There's dirt all around, and it's a big mental battle. And the first day itself was the mental battle, because I remember I had walked 25 kilometers, I slept, but when I woke up, there was no bathroom, there was nothing around. And so the only thing I had to do was wake up, like actually get out of my tempo, get ready and start walking for the next 5 hours, till the next stop. So that was very uncomfortable for me to realize what I'm getting into for the next 4 days. So there isn't a mental secret to it, but you just have to do it. You just have to suck it up and do it. That's the biggest thing.
Is it like a meditation, because you are with yourself and your thoughts? So it's very much like meditation, where you said when you were training, you were walking alone without music. That is also, I feel, it's like kind of meditation, because you're constantly just in your mind and you have thoughts coming and going, coming and going, and you're bringing yourself back to that focus of work, of the walk that you have to do, the action that you have to take.
100%. So I make sure that I never work out with music, or I never do anything with music. Even if I'm going for a long walk, never with music. It's just me alone. And that's the time I get most of my thoughts together, or I get to think about everything I need to think about. What I can do in the future, about my new plans for new adventures, or what I could do wrong, what I have done wrong, or what I could do right. Think about silly things. Sometimes I sing also while walking. But another very good thing that I have learned is, what I've recently started is mouth taping while sleeping. So I do nasal breathing exercises while walking, actually.
Beautiful.
So just following that pattern sometimes really helps me. Even in training, even when I'm strength training, I do follow that, and that really, really helps me. So I've realized when I used to go on my 5-hour long walks, I used to mostly be, following a breathing pattern just through the nose.
Very important.
Very, very important. And and then it's just you and you're walking.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I used to think about.
It becomes a rhythm.
5 hours of walking, I don't even remember what I thought about. I actually don't know. So it's just so natural to me.
It's quite pure if you can connect your activity that you're doing with breath, and that helps a lot. But during your walk and during things that you do, you meet a lot of people. What is the feeling of that, the meeting of those people? Because at the end of the day, it's not a single journey. It's about the community that you build.
100%. So the team I had made for this, all random people that came to my house that day, met for the first time. 9 people meeting for the first time. For 4 days, we were supposed to live together in a very uncomfortable way. So what happened was, by the last day, we were so close, and we had such inside jokes going on, and it was so much fun that I was very happy of reaching to Taj Mahal, but I did not want it to end. And even throughout the journey, the people that came to support me, They drove all the way from there, all the way from Delhi to Agra, like on my way there, and they used to walk with me. I had Dr. Rajat, my mentor. He walked with me for 5 hours straight without stopping. He walked 25 kilometers with me. His son also came, and his wife came. My family came. All my friends came. So it's just to see that, okay, I'm doing a very stupid thing, but everybody is in it with me. Everybody's supporting me, and it's actually crazy. And even they see the purpose that I'm doing it for. Like, even they had written down their dreams, and I had that bag with me. And that bag was covered with Nutella and dirt by the end of it.
I should have sent my dream on it as well, since you
me,
are a good bet to put to walk to Taj. So you meet a lot of people on your way as well.
Yeah.
What are those interactions like?
So a lot of people were on their bikes, they're not exposed to fitness as much, and I wasn't wearing a t-shirt, or I was not covering myself well. So they were very curious, and they used to stop me, sometimes get pictures with me, or just ask questions. So what we had formulated was a very interesting way. The car in front used to have the hood open with someone sitting, like a security person sitting. So just in case someone tries to stop me or tries to get something from me or rob me, you never know, because I'm walking at night as well. So that was sorted, and we had one guy in the van behind me. So I was always safe and secured, but there were people that stopped me, got pictures with me, which was a nice feeling. And sometimes it was very scary, because you had 3-4 bikes coming in, and they used to stop you in the middle of it, and what are you doing?
You can't be scared of the people. Look at your jacked body. You can't be scared of people, man.
I heard this a lot. A bodybuilder needs a bodyguard. A bodyguard needs a bodyguard. I was focused on the walk, so I shouldn't be worrying about the people. Of course. But yeah, it was interesting.
So there's a lot of interactions.
Lots. Everyone that drove by just gave us a look or stopped. We had a lot of.
Did you smile and wave? Smile and wave at them?
Yeah. If they initiated, of course, yes. Sometimes I had this family that saw me. They drove ahead, stopped, got out of the car. They wanted to take pictures with me. It was so nice. They were calling out my name, because my cars had my name on it.
Wow.
So they were calling out my name, and it was a very random person, but they wanted a picture with me, and they just stopped for me, which is nice.
It's nice to find that like-minded people who understand your vision, and they are sending you good energy and good vibes towards it, and not put you down by asking you dumb questions or questions that would make you question yourself, that why am I doing this?
100%. It's not about the 200-kilometer walk. It's about me carrying dreams with me. That's the motive of it.
How was the feeling when you were ending? Of course, you told me already that you weren't ready to finish the walk because you were enjoying the process so much. Yeah, but still, for the last 4 days, you have been envisioning Taj Mahal and envisioning how you would feel. But when you finished that walk, how's the feeling?
So when I was just 5 kilometers away from Taj Mahal, I still could not see. All throughout the days, I was like, oh, I would see it, and then it'll be so easy, because I couldn't see it until the last 200 meters. And that is crazy to me, because the entire 4 days, even my team, we kept speaking, oh, dikh jayega, we will see it. But it didn't happen until the last 200 meters. And I would say the ending wasn't the best at all, because it was like, oh, I've done it. And it's just now you get a picture with the bag. Everybody's happy they get to go home. But it was like very neutral to me. It was more, I really enjoyed the breaks that we had. Like, I used to walk 5 hours and I used to rest 5 hours. So in those 5 hours, I had to get ready, like clean myself, eat well, have a massage done, because very important.
What a life, man.
What a life. And then sleep 2 hours on the tempo. Get up, get ready again, get a pre-walk massage. So all this in 5 hours. So I'm barely sleeping, because I have a lot to do in 5 hours. But these 5 hours, we used to crack so many jokes inside our team, and they made it so worthwhile. So I did not want it to end. The process was just amazing. But the ending wasn't the best, because I actually did not want it to end. I can do this for 20-25 days also.
So all unconventional things, there's a lot of questions from the society. But bigger question comes from your family. How is your family supportive of these things that you do?
My family just loves me. Anything I want to do, they're in for it. And luckily, very privileged to have such supportive parents. And they never question me. Of course, my mom's always worried, but why am I doing it? Will I be safe or anything like that? But My dad's the one that really is investing a lot in me to even pull something off like that, because it does take money and it's a big investment to have. I've done 3 events now, so it's a big investment already, and slowly with time we're getting sponsors, but my dad's the one that's basically making all of this possible. So big support from my family, big support. And even before this, when I was playing football, fully support.
So they never question you why you dropped out of school, and then why you are doing these activities, which is not even getting you money at the moment. There's no doubt that in future, if you keep pushing, you would get a lot of sponsorship.
100%. This is just a dream, but yes, as you said, there is no questions from them. I dropped out of school in 9th grade and nothing. They've been supporting me throughout. Whatever dream I have is their dream too.
Where was your education at?
I dropped out of school in Italy when I was basically supposed to study in the entire year in Italian, and I was learning Italian side by side also. So I failed that year.
What took you to Italy?
Just football. I just wanted to pursue football. I went to this academy. Obviously, I paid and I went to this academy, a grassroots academy. It's like where the kids who don't know how to play, they learn to play. You learn by the book, basically.
Fundamentals.
Theory, fundamentals. You're training every day. You learn to strength train. You learn everything. You learn how to eat right. It was basically a school of football. I went there when I was 12 or 13, I think. I don't even remember. And I did 1 year of school there. I learned Italian. The next year when I came back, I failed. So I was like, I can't do this again. I can't pass in Italian. So I just decided to take a break.
What were you doing in your break? Were you back in India?
No, a break from studies, I mean. I decided, after I failed, I decided not to continue for 1 year or so. I thought I'll take up something online or something, but that never happened. So I was in Italy for 2 years, and I moved to Spain, and I kept playing there till COVID. Came back, went back, came back. Initially, I was in academy. So after Italy, I went to this academy. They were at La Liga at the time, but they had the international academy.
Okay.
So it was Real Valladolid Academy, International Academy. I was playing there. So again, not proper league football. Again, because you're paying to stay there and paying to learn their ways. But that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn their ways so I can maybe one day come back here and play at the highest level. That was my plan. So that's what I did, yes.
You've been doing great with all these challenges that you put for yourself. Do you have plan for the following challenges? How many challenges you have to do, and what is the end goal? What is the next one? Do you have these things answered yet?
100%. I have a plan for the next 2 years. I have multiple. I have 12 to 13 challenges, and the best part is the Taj Mahal wasn't even a part of it. So I know as I go along with all these challenges, new ones will arise and new ones will come up, because my mind is always thinking about these things. I always want to do something, even I've led up to 4 days of movement now. I want to slowly build it up to 10, 15, 20, a month, and do extreme stuff. So I do have a lot planned for myself in the future, for the next 2 years at least. I made a calendar year, and I do know what I'm doing. I hope I can get enough sponsorships, or people can support my purpose basically. Because what I want to do, I need a lot of support from people. So I hope that's possible. That's my end goal maybe.
That happens when you connect with people's purpose as well. When you connect two purposes together is when you can collaborate.
100%.
And we are living in a time where the collaboration and cooperation is going away, and it's more about competition. But we have to come back to our roots, like we were having a conversation before. You talked about how you were trying to get back to your roots by walking and not being in your comfort.
Yeah.
Tell me about your mindset in that position.
How I see it is, I just want to get back to our ancient roots, if you call it. If you would let's say if you put a random person to survive 24 hours without sleeping, they just have to keep walking. This is how I see it. I'm still a kid and I have a kiddish brain. So if I'm put in a jungle and I have to walk all my way through it to civilization, then I have 24 hours of walking. Why can't I do it? That I should be able to do it. Any situation that I'm put in, I should be able to overcome it. It can be through my physical capability or my mental push, whatever it is. But my mindset is that this is how it all started, but we're all just going much away from it. Everybody's at home, very comfortable, nice sofa, nice TV. What I want to do is I want to get back to my roots where any situation you put me in, and I'm able to overcome it.
The ancient wisdom that we hold is immense. But as a nation, I see us going towards more Western kind of knowledge, which is not as diverse and old and ancient as India's, but as a country, not just in a space of lifestyle like you and I are talking about. Even when I converse with a lot of diplomats or researchers, in military strategy also there is a lot of lack between our connect with India's knowledge that we hold and the things that we are taking from the West. So you very rightly said that going back to your roots for your lifestyle, for the kind of food you eat, the time you sleep at, the time you wake up at, your different pulses you consume. So it's about the lifestyle that we are moving away from, but the reality is we need to go closer to it. A lot of challenges that you do, of course you plan a lot of those challenges. One thing I want to bring out through our conversation is how those challenges, I'm sure it doesn't go as planned as always. There are things that come up, the problems that come up. How do you face those adversities and because you have to, it's like an adversity at the end of the day. You plan something, you plan to go A to B, A to C, but then A to Z happen. How do you manage those adversities?
Again, I'm the only one running this entire thing. Like, this is my idea, and I hire people to help me through this. So, of course, it always goes wrong. All the 3 events that I've done, something has always gone wrong. Even in this one, sometimes I organize some stuff to be a certain way. If I want, let's say I'm building my brand and I wanted my t-shirts ready by this date. Everything is running late. Even the day that I have to start, I have to sometimes change my timings. Initially, I had to start on the 26th of April, but I had to start 6 hours earlier because of something that went wrong. So throughout my journey, I was facing this. Everything went wrong, but everything also went perfect. That's the beauty of it. Everything went wrong, but everything went perfect as well.
Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Every time I think about it, it's crazy. What I've done for 4 days is how I've slept, how I've walked, the people I've met, the experience I have for life is...
What advice would you give to someone who is trying to get themselves into an endurance challenge? Like the challenges that you do, but some endurance at the end of the day, I feel, is the same. It all narrows down to the mind. What advice would you give to someone who's battling? For example, if I have to, I've never ran a marathon. I've ran half marathon, but I think running a marathon would be a massive challenge for me. What advice would you give me?
Let's talk about you only then. Let's say if you want to run a marathon and you've already led up to a 21K, like a half marathon. I'm also still learning, and I'm no professional to help anyone in any one aspect. So I would definitely suggest you to take professional help. I have a mentor, basically, he is the doctor of running. How he says it is how I will say it. He says 42 in 9. So 42 kilometers in 9 months. And he has also inspired me to do this. So I've never ran a marathon actually. I've never done 42 kilometers in my life. I've only done 100 and I've only done 205.
100 kilometers of running?
I've never ran a marathon. Like, I've never done 42 kilometers. I've only done 100 or 205.
Okay.
So the ultra that I did. So even I'm not ready to run for 42 kilometers in one go. So even I would take, I would start so slow. If you can do 21, I would just do 5 kilometers a day for a week, lead up to 8, 10, 12, stuff like that. I would start very slow to go very far. That's how my mentor says it, and that's how I look at it as well. But professional help is the way to go.
What I understand from this that you gave me, for any endurance challenge, you've got to practice and train.
Truly, too much.
And train in the right amount that would lead you to finish the challenge properly.
100%.
That's what you want to say.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But I don't train as a bodybuilder. I don't train my biceps. I don't train my triceps ever. I never touch those muscles. It's how you train. It's how your training plan works around your event that makes it possible. So if I have to walk to Taj Mahal, I will never be training my biceps, of course. I will never be training as a bodybuilder. What I need is more time on foot. What I need is my tibialis to be strong, my hamstring to support all the muscles, and what I need is my lower back to be strong. So you need to be very aware of what you're working, or you need to be very aware of what your plan is.
I normally ask my guests what piece of advice they would give to your younger self, but you're young yourself at the moment. I will ask you a question differently. I'll ask you about how do you see Mann Sharma in the next 10 years?
I just think that if I keep doing stuff like this, I think I'll be able to do well with my adventures and making sure that they serve a greater purpose. Like, I'm the one that is getting kicks out of this, but it's helping a lot many out of it. In any way, just inspiration, just dreaming, or sometimes raising funds. That's help.
If there was one challenge that you would do, and after doing that challenge, you'll be satisfied for life. That is your last challenge, man. What challenge would you do?
The last one.
The last dance.
The last dance. It's very hard to think because there's always something coming up.
Fair enough.
There's always something coming up.
If you were to do the last challenge and someone would tell you, okay, this is the last challenge, you can't do anything after that, what would that be?
I would envision it as, why not walking the entire world map, even swimming where there's water? Why not doing the entire thing, mapping it all out? That would be cool, but that will take me 2 years, I think.
This has been a great conversation with you. Learned a lot, and I'm sure the audience took away a lot. So I'll end this conversation with one last very important question. There's a lot of geopolitical landscape change at the moment. How do you see the power dynamics changing from the west to the east?
I have no idea.
Jokes. That's completely jokes. Thank you so much for your time. This has been great. I appreciate your support, man.
Thank you for calling me here.
If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, keep reimagining yourself and know that the power of change lies within you.